Now it's time for NBA Slam with your host, Corey Irwin. What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Irwin, a.k.a. The Beard. I'm here at the Ohio Media Schools for you, talking some NBA and some basketball, which I'm very excited about because we had a wonderful day in basketball here last week. So, can I just get started with Marcus Who? The Boston Celtics beat the Cavs 111-108, and Marcus Smart just had the game of his life. I'm talking 7 for 10 from 3, 27 points for a bench player. Now, would that be who I thought was going to bring the demise to LeBron James in the East? No, I did not. But I did start thinking about it a lot, and is he just a better matchup against the Cavs than Isaiah Thomas? Not saying that he's a better player by any means, but I just think that he has a better matchup. If I could talk today, that'd also be nice, but they just match up better stylistically. And with his defense, because Marcus Smart is a very good defender. I don't care what anybody says. Marcus Smart is a very good defender, but with the amount of work that they give him on the defensive end, they just can't. They can't expect him to play like this every single game. That's why I think this next game he's probably going to step down. Of course, you can't have a 7 for 10 from 3 night every single night, especially for him. I think he only shoots around 38%. I could be wrong on that, or low 30s. But yeah, and this win was a fluke. I hate saying and I hate using that word fluke, but it really was a fluke. No one expected the Boston Celtics to beat the Cavs. I don't even think the Cavs expected the Cavs to lose that game, but that's just because I'm not sure what happened. LeBron just fell apart. Let's just be real about it for just a second. LeBron James fell apart in the fourth quarter. He had 0 points in the fourth quarter, actually, if I'm going to be completely honest. And Kyrie and Kevin Love just didn't have enough at the very end to push the Cavs over that hump, which is the Boston Celtics. Oh, working on some camera work.
Now everybody can see you.
Now everyone can see my pretty face. I understand. Thank you very much, Jake. But yeah, absolutely. And I don't see how this series is going to go from here. Can they give the Cavs any more games like this? I don't think so. And now they play tonight, and I give the Boston Celtics about a 0% chance, but that's about the same chance I gave them the other night as well. And I can't bet against them right now, especially Marcus Smart. The way they played is just blew my mind. Everything that he threw up just looked like he was going to go in. And like I said, though, I just think that Boston Celtics have a better matchup without Isaiah Thomas on the floor against Kyrie Irving, because giving up that defense is really hard in today's NBA. And if they can hold LeBron like they did and just let everybody else get theirs, I think they can have a similar result, but I don't think they have enough firepower off their bench or even in their starting lineup to get that, because Al Horford has not been playing for the contract that man has, he has not been playing up to par on that side, in my opinion. But that's just the way it is. But the only scary part for me is Avery Bradley didn't even play what he was able to. I think he was 8 for 23 from the floor, 3 for 8 from 3. And it's hard to believe that they, if you go over the box score for that game, it's really hard to believe that the Cavs lost, in my opinion, just because when you look at the Celtics team and you see who they played and see who was successful on their team while playing, that's what is killing me right today, and it's leaving me almost speechless. It's like you have Avery Bradley dropping 20 points, but like I said, he didn't even play his best brand of basketball. He was pretty good. He was pretty decent on the defensive end. Of course, they did win the game. I'm not going to tear that from them by any means. but yeah, it's just crazy to think that Jay Crowder held LeBron to 0 points in the fourth quarter. Let me say that one more time. Jay Crowder held LeBron to 0 points in the fourth quarter. What? What? That's the kind of stuff that just absolutely blows my mind about what happened in that series. And Kelly Olynyk didn't play his best game of basketball. Tyler Zeller didn't play the best game of basketball. It was the guards, the small guys. Even Jaylen Brown didn't have any points. They're all-star rookie. So it was just a team that did not want to get swept. That's how I'm going to look at it as. It's just a team that did not want to get swept. But at the end of the day, the X factor in this series is LeBron James. If they would have had LeBron James playing the way LeBron James plays, this series would be over tonight. But they didn't. LeBron James did not come in to play the other day. So what can you really say? He only had 11 points. He was 4 for 13 from the field, and he was very passive. I'm not sure what that was all about. If he was just trying to get Kevin Love to spark for the playoffs and have his great game, and it just kind of took over him, or what exactly they want to do with that. Because it's just hard to see what this team is trying to do with the players that they have. Because their bench is one of their best assets. The Cavs have one of the craziest benches. But 4 players on their bench didn't even play. Kyle Korver only had 15 minutes. He was 1 for 5 from the field. Or 1 for 5 from 3, I'm sorry. So, I'm not sure what Tyronn Lue can do to fix this and turn it around. Because obviously they're going to beat the Boston Celtics. But this is all about the Warriors coming up. And what can they do against the Warriors? And right now, I think they need to start playing their bigs and playing their bench. Especially in these last 2 games coming up. And yes, I do believe there's only going to be 2 games left. But there might be some craziness going into Game 5 from Boston and their fans. So you never really know. But LeBron always plays best on the road, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Just what kind of impact, if any, can we see from Smart tonight? I just think he put so much of his game into it. But I think he's a great player. I honestly do. Like, he played insane for a reason. He's not a bad player by any means. But he just needs to come to his own. I honestly think that he's a shooting guard. I don't even necessarily think that he should play point guard. Now, I'm not saying he's not a bad point guard. He's a great point guard, but I feel like he could be much better utilized, like almost like a Tony Allen for the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like that's the kind of player that he can become, except if he gets a jump shot. And like he showed yesterday, he can shoot when necessary. He doesn't necessarily have the best numbers during the regular season, but like Brad Stevens says, when it matters, it matters. And he can obviously shoot when it matters. But yeah, it's very interesting to find out what exactly they're going to do from this point on, because I like this Boston team. I just don't know who is going to be in control of it. Like, who's going to be the guy to take the reins and say, all right, let's beat this team. They're not beating us again. We're not getting swept. We're going to make this a series and make it a winnable series. So I think they definitely can do that. I really do. If Al Horford plays a game like he's supposed to play the game, and he gets down in the post and he bullies Tristan Thompson, I think that we can have another matchup win, which is interesting to say, and it does suck because I am a huge Cavs fan. I have to be honest and non-biased, but I'm a huge Cavs fan. But that would be awesome to see in the playoffs, where everyone said there's only 2 teams, and I've even said there's only 2 teams because in my opinion there really is. But it's nice to see someone lose a game. It kind of is, and you get that fresh slap of reality, in my opinion. But that's just what I have to say on that side. But when we come back from the break here, we're going to be talking some what can the Cavs do to come back from the embarrassment, who's the X factor, and why we should even listen to any of them. But stick around, because we are on Score on Air, the Score.
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of sports talk radio, ScoreOnAir.com, The Score.
Nasty's Sports Bar in Reynoldsburg is under new management. Located at 6150 East Main Street, the home for Taco Tuesday is rejuvenated and the home for great food and family fun. Nasty's Sports Bar is a great place for happy hour, serving $2 domestics, $3 glasses of wine, and $5 appetizers, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 614-864-2827 to find out the daily specials. Nasties. Great food, family fun, with a cool name.
Listen to ScoreOnAir.com for your chance to win. Every Friday, we will be giving away a prize pack, and here's how you can qualify. Send us a message with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth to our Facebook or Twitter accounts. Just search Your Score on Air, or you can call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to win. It's that easy. A new winner will be selected every Friday at 7 p.m. This is your home for the new generation of sports talk radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
Does your son or daughter struggle with nerves when it comes to competing in sports? If so, it's important to know that this is perfectly normal. In fact, professional athletes struggle with the very same anxieties that your son or daughter does while competing. Nerves are a result largely because of cognitive appraisals, and what that means is how we perceive things often dictates how our bodies will respond. You might want to think of this as fight or flight. In fact, when I work with athletes, I ask them, do they view pressure situations as challenges or do they see them as threats? If they view them as challenges, they often gain confidence, sharpen their focus, and become even more motivated to succeed. But if they see the situation as threatening, that's when anxiety creeps in and usually compounds matters. So it's important that you look at skills that can help, including deep breathing, using imagery, and reminding your child of the importance of positive self-talk.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit BeOnAir.com.
Are you a sports fan looking to expand your sports memorabilia collection? Well, First and Goal has you covered better than the Ohio State Secondary. First and Goal is your #1 place to find all the sports collectibles of your dreams. We are located at Polaris Fashion Place in Columbus and the mall at Fairfield Commons of Beaver Creek. Stop on in and you'll find autographed jerseys, helmets, photographs, and much more that will make you the envy of the neighborhood. Feel free to give us a call at 614-896-1016 for our store at Polaris, or call us at 937-427-4737 in Beaver Creek. For all your sports collectibles and more, it's First and Goal.
Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a new career? Not just a job, but a fulfilling career? If you want to work in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production, you need to check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus today. Their updated radio and television broadcasting program will even have you ready to work in a field you'll love in just 8 months. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios today to see it for yourself. Visit BeOnAir.com. That's BeOnAir.com.
Do you like talking Buckeyes?
Yes! Oh my God!
So do we. Just not all the time.
We're home for the largest variety of sports talk. This is the new generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Score.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Forgot to hit the mute button. My bad. Well, welcome back to NBA Slam. I'm your host, Corey Irwin, the Beard, and I have Eldre with me.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Not bad. Running the board for the first time for anybody not knowing.
Flying the ship. Yo, man, I'm over here just smiling like, look at him go. Yo, this is the great part of the job about what me and Jake do, about our job. When we see the students just keep growing and growing and growing, and I see you over there, man. You are doing your thing, man.
Oh yeah, we're trying at least.
Yes.
Getting by, that's for sure. But
You're doing good, man.
Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate the compliment for sure. But I just wanted to, like I was talking about before I went to break, though, it's just what can the Cavs do to come back from that embarrassing loss? Everybody thought.
I think it's crazy. I've never seen a team follow their leader the way the Cavs follow LeBron. LeBron was lethargic. We saw it in the warm up. He was not feeling, for some reason, whatever it is. I've learned watching LeBron, it's some days, some games where he just does not feel like it. And that was one of them games. And when he does that, 9 times out of 10, his team doesn't. I expect him tonight to go off, and I expect the Cavs also to go off tonight. The game they lost never even was played.
Now, what I like to say is he is over 30. Now, I think his body just gives out on him every once in a while.
That's impossible. What LeBron cannot take as an excuse right now is rest. I heard that whisper this morning. That is out the door. What LeBron has right now is a whole heap of rest.
Yeah.
So take that out the door. I don't want to hear bad game because I didn't see him give enough effort to call it a bad game. It's one of those games where LeBron woke up and said, you know what, today, the king, don't feel like it. I don't even know why he does this sometimes, but he does it. And and that game was, you know what, mortals, today, I don't feel like it, period. And it's nothing you can do because he's still the best player in the world.
But you know what's sad? That actually gets me ridiculously excited. You know why?
It makes me rip my house up.
Do you know why it gets me excited? Do you know what LeBron's going to do to this team tonight?
Probably score 70.
This is what I have for the X Factor. Give LeBron the ball and get out of the way.
He is going to have the eye of the Tigers tonight. He's probably going to score like 70 points, and it's going to make us believe like the game he just played didn't even exist. And that's what makes my basement just rips to shreds.
And I mean,
that he does this.
It's understandable, though. It drives me insane,
It's
too.
not understandable at all.
No, I meant for you ripping your house apart.
Oh, yeah.
That's completely
my
sane.
My wife is like, who are you talking to down
LeBron
there?
having a bad
Nobody.
day? Now that's out of the question now. That's just crazy.
It's frustrating. It is real frustrating, man. But I expect him tonight to just go completely off.
I am. Well, that's the thing, and that's where I think people forget his greatness. Is LeBron James has an 11-5-5 night, and what happens? Internet goes insane. That's every day at the office for most NBA players.
And people think
that's a good day at the office for most NBA players.
What gets me a little bit frustrated, and I'm gonna say this about Ohio people, Cleveland fans, Ohio fans, Cavs fans, that they give it to him. They give him the okay to do this.
Yeah.
You can't do. Every other basketball player in the world can do it. Durant can do it. Steph Curry can do it. When you are the best player of your era, when you're mentioned in the era of Michael Jordan, you cannot take a game off.
I think people
forget.
I think people forget how many games Michael took off.
Michael never took a game off.
Never took a game off.
Never.
But you're telling me he never had a bad game?
Yes.
I saw. I know. Listen, I understand it's completely straight from the record, and no one's ever allowed to talk about it. But the Orlando Magic beat Michael Jordan.
I've seen Michael Jordan have horrible games. I've seen Magic Johnson have horrible games. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm questioning is LeBron's effort. Michael Jordan's effort on his bad games was never questioned. And that's what we're talking about here. It's not about stats. It's about him coming out in a playoff game, not willing to die for it. Michael Jordan had a lot of playoff bad games, but his effort was always there, and that's my frustration with LeBron James. His effort during times like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand that side. I really do. But he's still one of the greatest basketball players I've ever seen.
Even more frustrating.
He could have a 1-point game where he literally was 1 for 2 from the free throw line and played 30 minutes.
He's that good.
And he's still on that pedigree.
He's that good that he can still dominate as long as his effort is there.
Right.
LeBron James.
I don't know how much of an effort thing it is. The dude's played more playoff minutes than Jordan.
Did you see the last game when he played Boston?
I watched it.
Did you see it? Now, I'm going to ask you just this one simple question. It's real easy. Do you feel, just effort alone, LeBron James gave 110%?
No.
And that's what that's what I'm questioning here.
Yeah.
Because every time he does, it's no doubt in the world that he's the best player in the world. And then we can be like, you know what? Maybe it was just an off game.
But that's what makes it even more shocking to me in the begin with. Because did you see how aggressive he was?
He only took 13 shots. He couldn't have been aggressive.
No. I'm talking about driving to the hole. In the second game, in game 2.
Game 2.
Game 2 when they blew them out of the water. That's what I think. That's honestly what caused him to have this kind of game. Is his body just could not do what he wanted to do.
Corey, this dude
He's over 30.
He has swept in the first 2 rounds. Lou has given him days off. One thing LeBron James does not take right now as an excuse is rest. He has plenty of rest. His body right now is so geared for playoff time.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can have all the rest in the world and still have nagging injuries.
He's not nagging injuries. He's just petty.
Ouch.
He's a petty king.
I mean, I can't... See, I don't know if you know this, but there was a law written into rule where after LeBron James won the championship for Cleveland, we're never allowed to talk ill of him ever again.
No, you're not. That's what makes it great that I'm not from here. I can do whatever I want. I can talk. I can do whatever I want. Talk about LeBron James. LeBron James is a petty best player in the world. Sometimes he says, you know what? I wasn't top 3 in the MVP. I'm going to show y'all why I should have been. And he gets petty like that.
Right. Speaking of top 3, though, do you think he deserved it?
No, because the last game
don't
proved
either.
why he was left out. LeBron James sometimes have those games off. Name me one time. All 3 of the top 3 players, Leonard, Harden, and Westbrook, they all had bad games during the season. One thing we never questioned was their effort during the season. LeBron James
You want to talk to me about
sometimes-
those last 2 games in Houston?
Just because they lost does not mean that he did not give hard effort.
He was pretty bad.
And this award only this award only goes for the regular season.
Now, the thing, I don't know. The thing that's crazy to me is turnovers only matter, and then when it comes to LeBron.
Because he's the smartest player to ever play the game.
Exactly.
So why are you doing this stupid thing that we know for sure you know better?
I think because he can.
That's what makes it more frustrating.
I think that's honestly the reason why.
No,
and I can even
you
see it in
hit
your
it on
eyes.
the head.
But I
No,
think
Corey,
he just
that's it,
can.
because he can.
Yeah.
No, that is the answer. That's why he plays like that, because he can. Because he knows tonight I'm gonna give this team 60. We're gonna win probably by 60, and it's because I can.
Right. Now, I'm not going to be the conspiracy theorist, but how much of this do you think it would be? Because if the Cavs would sweep the Boston Celtics and they would go and face the Warriors, who swept their Spurs in the finals. Now, do you think because I feel like if Golden State loses a game 1 or a game 2, it's all going to be because, well, you guys had such the easier road during the regular season.
No.
Because your guys' path in the regular season was short and you didn't have to travel as much.
Now,
Because I don't know if you know that, but even Kerr.
Because Kawhi Leonard got
complaining
hurt.
about that.
Now I say Golden State had the easier route. Before then, I would have said Cleveland Cavaliers had the easier route to the championship.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. If you look at the mileage that both teams flew, just in travel distance, like I think I'll have to look that up during the next break, but the Warriors were like top 3. The Cavs were like second to last. And just now the Cavs are in the East. Most Eastern cities are closer together than Western cities.
That
you
is
can
true.
go from Boston to Cleveland in 2 hours on a plane ride.
That is
You
true.
cannot go from Oklahoma City to San Antonio to Golden State in an hour.
It's a little bit more of a travel, but I think Corey, are you still going leaning towards rest? Because we can't do that for neither one of these teams.
No.
They both have a whole bunch of rest. No excuses with the rest part.
Yeah. No, you're right.
For not Golden State and not for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The way they both was coached, the way they ended their seasons, the way they swept out of the first 2 rounds, they got plenty of rest. We can't take that as an excuse. Not for Golden State, not even for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Man, absolutely not. And the problem is, I just don't know how the rest factor goes into play, because on the football side of things, I don't like rest. Rest is the worst idea ever as the team sport on football. But in basketball, it's the most essential thing in the playoffs.
I think so too. Most of the time when you play, you miss that first round in football. You're not the warmed up as the wild card team is.
Exactly.
Now in basketball, rest is important, and they both did their job during the regular season, and they got plenty of rest. Even more importantly, the both 2 teams, when they swept both of those rounds, gave them each team maybe 8 days off. They got rest.
Absolutely. And now, I think, what was it? The Cavs played like 5 games, or like, was it 10 games in like 30 days, something like that?
They was chilling.
Something ridiculous.
They was chilling. It was a game where LeBron said, you know what, today I won't see you just won't see the king. Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
All right.
We will tonight though. Tonight he's gonna. I believe tonight he's gonna explode. It's gonna. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for
I do
for the
too.
Celtics tonight.
I just have a bad feeling it's going to be like a 45, 13, and 10 kind of night for LeBron.
He's going off tonight. Because he doesn't like when I talk about him like this. And usually when I talk about him like this, he's like, Eldre, no, and then he shows me how wrong I was.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I got a question, though, for you. Are you a foot golf fan?
A what?
A foot golf fan.
A foot goal?
Foot golf.
Foot golf? Never heard of it.
Golf fan.
What
we
is
are
that?
giving away 50% off foot golf.
Oh, snap.
It's a
Our prizes
glow
are
in the
getting
dark
better.
foot golf. It's actually kind of crazy. It's literally golf that you play as soccer.
That sounds fun, though.
It's one of the
Something
coolest things
different.
ever. Absolutely. It's really different, and I can't wait.
I'll give that a shot.
Absolutely. For all of you wondering how to enter, just text the number, or just text SCORE to 614-641-0674, and we can give you that 50% off to foot golf. Now that sounds like that's fun, and we announced that on Fridays on Tyson's Punch Out, my other show that I helped Tyson with.
Oh man, that is a fun night. That show is getting up there. I think we're gonna have to talk to somebody about some type of syndication right there.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I think
excited.
I don't know who we talk to. I think I'm looking at the man to talk to about that.
Yeah, we talk. I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but we have some things that we've been talking to a couple people on.
Some good things.
And I'm very excited. But when we come back, we're gonna be talking about how the Spurs just spanked the down and dirty Spurs team. I'm sorry, just Warriors just could not handle, or the Spurs, I'm sorry, could not handle the Warriors in anything they could do.
It's kind of sad, right? I don't know. I get a sad feeling when Popovich loses.
I do too. I really do.
It's like the world is not right.
It's like a kicked lost puppy.
Right. you get that little lump in your throat after Popovich loses. It's like you don't want to see your uncle lose like that.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about that when we come back. This is Score on Air, The Score.
Broadcasting from the Score on Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts.
Fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to ScoreOnAir.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score on Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to ScoreOnAir.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. ScoreOnAir.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
OHIO.
ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio.
The Score.
NWA Midwest Championship Wrestling is looking for interns. Have you heard of Ric Flair? Well, this is the company that brought you Ric Flair before he went to the WWE, and we're looking for interns to work behind the scenes hand in hand with production, with audio, with video, and with podcasts and radio. Contact Damon Dury, the big dog, at 740-971-3968.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the top shows from all of our college stations. For more information on the Ohio Media School, go to BeOnAir.com. Be On Air Network, bringing you the best college radio has to offer.
Are you someone who has always dreamed of a career in sports media? The Ohio Media School now offers a 6-month sports emphasis program to prepare you for a whole new career. Whether it's radio or television, play-by-play or production, the Ohio Media School has you covered. You will receive training from professionals that are actually in the industry. The Ohio Media School will get you where you need to be for a successful career in this exciting, expanding field. To schedule a visit, call 614-655-5250 or go to beonair.com. Stop dreaming about a career in sports and make it a reality at the Ohio Media School.
The new generation of sports talk radio. Here's your ScoreOnAir.com Score Center update.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Score Center update. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been out of action for quite some time now as they awaited the winner of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal that went 7 games, with the Boston Celtics defeating the Washington Wizards. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference final is Wednesday at 8:30 on TNT. In the Western Conference Finals tonight, no Kawhi Leonard for the San Antonio Spurs as they try to take Game 2 in Oakland at Oracle Arena. That game is 9 o'clock on ESPN. The Cleveland Indians today called up their top prospect, Bradley Zimmer, from AAA Columbus. Zimmer this season was hitting .294 with 5 home runs, 14 RBI, and 9 stolen bases. The Indians will waste no time in putting Bradley Zimmer right to work as he will man center field and bat ninth. The Indians play Game 2 of a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays tonight, 6:10 on Sports Time Ohio. The Cincinnati Reds, losers of 3 in a row, will head to Chicago tonight to take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field. First pitch is 8:05. The Ohio State Buckeye football program got some great news today as they landed the #1 outside linebacker in the country in Dallas Gant from Toledo. That brings the commit total to 10 for Urban Meyer in the 2018 class. For all the latest scores, news, and highlights, keep it locked right here to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, The Score.
You're listening to the home of heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping sports.
Broadcasting from Ohio Media School in the greatest city in the state.
In the greatest state in the country.
In the greatest country in the world.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com.
Hot. Welcome back, everybody. This is Corey Irwin coming at you from ScoreOnAir.com. And don't forget to follow us on the TuneIn app. Listen and follow us on the TuneIn app. And we're also going live on YouTube at youtube.com/ScoreOnAirLive. Alrighty. So before we teased out the break, we were talking some Warriors and Spurs, which the Warriors just smacked the Spurs, which had a lineup of who?
Wow, that
on that starting team.
Yeah, that was that was sad last night. The way the Golden State Warriors took apart the San Antonio Spurs. Maybe the last time we seen Manu Ginobili, but it's crazy how weird that series went. Weird. The last 4 minutes of the game where Kawhi Leonard got hurt, we're talking about a different series. They definitely win game one.
100%.
Right? They win game one, right? I think when he goes out, they down 24.
They were down 25.
25. And then they come back and the whole series changed. And we just don't know where they'll be today.
No idea.
It could be easily 2-2 right now.
And I think that's what drives me insane the most. Is that it really could be 2-2 and the Cavs would be up 2-1.
Yeah.
And everyone would be looking at, what's going on with Golden State?
It could be a big difference right now, and that's what's sad about it. But you have to give some type of credit to Popovich, sitting out his star, not being selfish, and understanding we're thinking of for the long term of it, and we're not going to put you in right now to risk one basketball series. That takes a lot of guts for a coach to do.
Absolutely. And the thing that I don't know, what are they going to do now? Like, the old style Spurs are gone.
What they're going to do now is go get Chris Paul. And they're going to be right back. I think Ginobili is going to come out for his swan song.
Right.
What's going to have to happen is they're going to have some type of conversation with LaMarcus Aldridge and understand what type of player.
Jonathan Simmons becomes their new all-star.
It may be, or the up-and-coming person that can come after the second scorer after Kawhi Leonard.
I don't know why, but I swear every single playoffs, the Spurs give us that one guy that no one heard of.
Yeah.
That is like your new favorite, like under-the-table player. And Danny Green was the one, and then Patty Mills, and
now you see Simmons, you see a little bit of the big man and Dimmons. I like Dimmons.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
needs to get a little bit more athletic though.
I think Chris Paul is going to be there, and I think next year we're still going to be talking because they're always going to be there. You're still going to have to always go through them, no matter what. So I think Chris Paul is going to be there, and then San Antonio Spurs is going to be right back in action. Kawhi Leonard comes back full with a little bit more leadership experience than he had on another MVP March, and I think the San Antonio Spurs will be right back.
Absolutely. And I'll say this is kind of jumping the gun for me on this side, but do you think that Aldridge is going to stay there? Or do you think the Spurs are going to want to keep Aldridge? Because their two Warriors went down. Their two stars, and he did nothing.
I think they are going to keep him. I think they're going to go out and get some type of free agent to come in that fits the Spurs type of play. Gasol, I don't know. I don't know about what they're going to do with Gasol, but that's going to be the question, what they do with Gasol.
But that's the thing, though. Like, his contract, he's getting paid money to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He has contract money to be the guy.
But he's getting contract money to be the guy, but when you have Kawhi Leonard on the court, he frees up so much for everybody else to do. When he's not on the court, those aren't the type of players that create for themselves.
Let me ask you this. Who's a better player, Al Horford or LaMarcus Aldridge? Right now.
In the West,
it's so hard to say. And guess what? Neither one of them has played good.
But with Kawhi Leonard, you know what? No matter what, I'll take Al Horford. Because you know why? I like Al Horford's heart. It's something about LaMarcus' heart that doesn't tick right for me. I don't like the way he try to take over the game.
But he didn't look anything like that when he was in Portland.
And that's the. But when you
That's
go to,
what's weird.
But when you go to a
Is it
team
the
like
system?
the San Antonio Spurs, somewhere like the New England Patriots, you know the expectations of you is higher. And
Absolutely.
sometimes that can get to you a little bit.
Now, let me ask you this though: Do you think that? Oh my gosh. Lost track of thought. Jake came in there and I just lost everything. My bad. I'll remember now.
Okay.
It's imprinted now, so I think I got this. But no, I don't know. Do you think LaMarcus Aldridge can turn it on like he did back in like 2013, 2012?
No,
I don't think he can. I think it's over.
When he first went
done.
to San Antonio Spurs, I said perfect. He is a Spur. When I'm right, I'm right. But I was wrong about LaMarcus Aldridge. The expectations that they want out of him.
The personality was right.
Right. He can't. It won't. He's not fit in the San Antonio Spurs for some reason.
And it just doesn't make sense. He has the perfect body build. He has the perfect character build. He just doesn't. I just don't think he wants to be the guy. He didn't want to be the guy in Portland, and he doesn't want to be the guy in the Spurs. That's why he went to the Spurs.
It's in Portland. It's like, we're not expected to win a ring, so no matter what. When you're playing for the ring every time, and every eye, especially when Kawhi Leonard went out, every eye was right back on him, and not just on him. Far as we need points out of you, we need you to take us to the championship. Sometimes that can mess with a player's ticker.
Absolutely, no, it has to. There's no way it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, there really is no way it doesn't.
Some players that do, some players that don't.
Right. Oh no, I'm just. Let's talk the Spurs side just so we can jump, or let's talk the Warriors side just so we can jump back on the Spurs here in a minute.
Yeah.
But
we're watching.
What is JaVale McGee? Like, what is JaVale McGee?
JaVale McGee is the perfect backup center for the Golden State Warriors because they are such a passive team. This team right here don't care from one game to the next who's the high man. They pass it to the open man.
Absolutely.
That's what makes them. Popovich said it best last night. Everybody said, well, they're winning because they have the most talent. No, amongst that most talent, they are the most passive team we probably ever seen amongst that talent. That makes them hard to stop.
Right. And that's how they won their first championship.
Right. They
literally just passed the ball. And guess what? If Steph Curry's not open, Klay Thompson. If they cover Klay Thompson, Draymond Green's wide open. If they cover Draymond Green, Sean Livingston off the bench is driving towards the basket.
And another thing to take a look at when you're watching the Golden State Warriors play is the way they pick and cut. They pick and cut with a lot of efficiency. And when you give something like Steph Curry a little bit of room, you're going to have a problem. When you have Klay Thompson just a little bit of room, you're going to have a problem. Draymond Green is turning into this. I didn't see him turning into this type of player when he was at Michigan State, but he's turning into a player that is probably going to always be on NBA's first team far as defense and going to be a leader for the Warriors for the next maybe 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, you can definitely see it being possible. But do you think the Warriors are going to be in contention in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yes.
These contracts. The only reason why they're able to do this is because they're the luckiest team ever, and Steph Curry had ankle problems. That's the only reason why they're able to do this.
I never believe
because they never paid Steph Curry.
I don't believe in the word luck. I believe in position.
You're right.
I believe in putting yourself in position and let God take care of the rest. I don't believe in luck at all.
Well, I mean, it's just like how the Seattle Seahawks with Russell Wilson. The reason why they were able to pay for so much on defense was because Russell Wilson was getting paid a 7th round draft pick.
It happened, but that's when you credit those GMs. We be thinking because we're not seeing them every day, we don't give them enough credit. But you definitely got to give a credit to the GM over there at the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, you have to. No. I'm not taking anything away from them, but they just happened to be that team. This could have happened to any team, but it just happened to be the Warriors.
I mean, look at the position that the Boston Celtics are in right now. Very young, a lot of money, and got the first pick.
And guess what? They're still under the floor.
So
that's what's crazy.
So sometimes it happens like that.
All right, but now let's move on to speaking of what's the offseason going to look like for these teams, and
say that again.
What's the offseason going to look like for these teams?
For San Antonio?
For any of these teams, I just don't know what this offseason is going to come towards.
I'm
so confused this year.
The most intriguing thing about the NBA in the offseason is I can't wait to see what Danny Ainge does with all of this.
That is going to be very interesting.
All the money, the youngest team. So how you fit a GM with these young guys to give Isaiah some help, get the right pick, and spend that money right. That's what's the most intriguing part of the offseason, and maybe what's going to happen with Gordon Hayward and Paul George.
Right. And that's what I think. That's where I'm just waiting. And I have a bad feeling it's going to be like 2 years ago when everyone just stays.
Gordon Hayward is going to Boston.
You think?
Remember I said it.
Yeah, but you're right because he didn't make an All-Star, so he doesn't get the $200 million
He doesn't get
contract.
the extra money for not making NBA.
I forgot about that.
First team, second team, or third team. So I think he's gone. I think Danny Ainge is going to get him over there at Boston and give Isaiah Thomas some help.
Gosh, that would be pretty. But now, let's go down to this, though. They looked better without Isaiah Thomas. I forgot we didn't talk about this part.
No, they didn't.
Boston, with smart running?
They played hard.
They did play hard, but
and I expect that from a Brad Stevens team.
Right, but I feel like, especially in the NBA, it's all about matchups.
But you need somebody to put the ball in the bucket, and
Right.
that's what they missed Isaiah to. Sometimes his scoring does it, but the attention he brings,
Right.
it clears it up for players like Crowder and Amir Johnson. That's what they miss, and his leadership.
Right. I'm sorry, I just have to get to a comment that my coach made on Facebook. He goes, nice work. Do you have a singlet on for the motivation? Unfortunately, I always have my singlet on underneath my clothes. So, of course, Coach. Absolutely.
It's nothing like I call my high school coach every year for his birthday. We all do it. April 17th, we call Coach and we give him the thank you.
The thank you. Oh, that's awesome.
The big thank you for us because he was right.
Right.
Do you look back now and say, you know what, high school coach was right?
Oh, absolutely.
My high school coach was on the money. He was completely right about all of us. I'm very, very thankful for having him in our life. Big shout out to Coach Ham.
And shout out to Coach Nicola. Thank you, sir.
Word up. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, this has just been weird playoffs and
I don't get the boring part, but I understand
Not
how
boring.
people are saying. I get the weird. I
Right.
do understand the weird because these teams are so good. We just can't wait.
Oh yeah,
we
no.
just want them to just hurry up and play.
Yeah, and I completely understand what you're saying. But like my thing is, well, did you see KD is still getting flack for what he said the other day?
What did he say? I missed
He
it.
said, end quote, if you don't like it, don't watch it. According when people said the playoffs are getting boring because it's a two-horse race and teams are just getting blown out. And he goes, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Now, do you think he should be criticized? Do you even think he should be fined? Because I don't.
No, I
He's
don't
just
think he
being
should
honest.
be fine, but he deserves a phone call. We don't promote that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm definitely if I'm in the office, I'm definitely
Right.
in the office in New York. I'm definitely giving him a call.
Yeah.
Don't say that again.
And it makes sense, but like he's not lying.
He's not. Just can you please say it another way?
Can you please say it nicer?
That's it. Or have one of your advisors
Yep.
say it. It just can't come out of the top 5 player in the league.
Right. All right, guys, but we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be wrapping things up with the NBA draft. Who's it going to be, Fultz or Ball? We'll find out.
Okay.
Here's Score on Air, the score.
Guys, what's good, man?
This is Bob McElligott, the radio voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and you're listening to the new generation of sports talk radio. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Hey guys, Matty Ice here, proud alum of the Ohio Media School. Get the training you need to get a job you will love. The Ohio Media School has classes in radio, television, sports broadcasting, and film and video production. Visit BeOnAir.com today to get started. That's BeOnAir.com.
What's good, Big Game James?
How you feeling, D.O. Jr.?
My guy, I'm super excited. High school sports is starting back, man.
Man, I'm even more excited because we got this new show starting. Tell the people what we doing, D.O. Jr.
Man, we starting the Central Ohio High School Showcase, the COHSS.
That's right. We're covering football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, and track and field. If it's in season, we own it.
Hey, you know we do this for the kids, man. You can listen live by going to ScoreOnAir.com via the TuneIn app or watch us streaming live by going to the Score On Air YouTube channel,
The COHSS, giving you nothing less, showcasing Central Ohio's best.
I'm Jake Safranco with your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Now here's the Sports Doc, Dr. Chris Stankovich.
When we think of athletes like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, or Tom Brady, often the first word that comes to mind is clutch. These are the types of athletes who seem to perform their best when the pressure is on. Did you know that clutch athletes aren't necessarily born that way? But what separates them from the competition is that clutch players are not afraid to fail. That's the biggest difference. In fact, they want the ball when the game is on the line. You know, in order to really solidify this point, you might want to go back to an old Michael Jordan commercial where he talked about not how many shots he made when the game was on the line, but how many times he missed. So it's important that we note, in order to perform our best in clutch situations, we have to want the ball in those situations, and we cannot be afraid to fail Otherwise, we will fail in clutch situations.
This has been your Sports Doc Minute, brought to you by the OHSAA and the Ohio Media School. Enrolling now, visit beonair.com.
The Score wants to make you, a winner. Each week, ScoreOnAir.com is giving away a prize pack that'll knock your socks off.
Ouch, hey, that hurt.
How? First of all, like us on Facebook, and every Monday we will pin up a post to the top of our feed, updating you on what the week's prize and contest details are. Now here, take your socks back. A winner will be selected every week at 7 p.m. Friday on our combat sports show, Tyson's Punch-Out. So give us a call or text to get qualified. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. Here's how to qualify. Message us on Facebook at Your Score on Air or Twitter, also at Your Score on Air with your name, phone number, email, and date of birth. Or you could just simply call or text any of our live shows at 614-641-0674 and tell them you want to qualify to win T-shirts, sporting memorabilia, and more. This is your home for the new generation of Sports Talk Radio and weekly prize giveaways. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Tuesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. It's the Beermonger Sports Sessions on ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, The Score, and it's not your regular sports show.
Hey guys, Scott Shelton here again, campus director for the Ohio Media School. Are you looking for a career in media, radio, television, sports broadcasting, or film and video production? You need to come check out the Ohio Media School's Columbus campus. You want a job that you will love, and we have the training to get you started. Stop by the Ohio Media School's audio and video studios to check out the opportunities and internships that we have for our students and graduates. Call 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com.
You're listening to ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio in Columbus. Online sports radio, WSOA ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
Welcome back, everybody. How's everyone doing today? I'm Corey Irwin, and this is NBA Slam here at ScoreOnAir.com and at your Ohio Media School Columbus branch. I have Eldre with me. How's it going, buddy?
Feeling good. Anybody out there that has aspirations in being in media, either TV or radio, please come down to 5330 East Main Street, the Ohio Media School, and leap.
Absolutely.
Take a chance on your
Try
life.
it.
Jump. And I think that's the best way to do it. So, again, we are located at 5330 East Main Street. It's okay to have a job, but come down here to get a career started.
Staff and teachers are awesome, just saying. I don't know about the one sitting over there now, but
they said I'm okay.
We like him. We like him. He helps us out a lot.
They said I'm okay.
Save my butt on doing this job as for as late as possible.
You're doing great, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, at least. Trying, right?
Two shows. You got 2 shows under your belt now, man. That's pretty. Sorry, 3.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot. Your start is way better than mine. First of all.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't know about how true that is.
No, it really is true. I was nervous. I was like, I don't know. These mics were scary.
I know the feeling, though. It's like, I think the first time they actually had me sit behind a mic was the first day I showed up to see what the school was about.
The first time Stowe showed me the board, I was like, they had to wake me back up after 10 minutes. Like, yo, I got to touch all of that. So,
right.
Again, you're ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate it. And it's been a wonderful experience. But, so, NBA draft, who you have number 1 overall, Fultz or Ball? And does the Celtics even want either of them?
Yes, I do. I'm getting stock and loaded. Mm-hmm. I got the first pick, and I'm doing it. The reason why I'm taking it because I got money.
You're trading Avery Bradley, right?
If they didn't have money, I would take. I will try to trade my first pick because I got money. I can go out there and get me a veteran like a Paul Millsap.
I was just about to say that name.
So I'm taking Fultz.
Yes.
Go ahead, Lakers. If you want the ball, if you want the ball, go and take the ball. But I am going to take Fultz and keep stock loading. And getting the best player available. That's what I would do. But if I didn't have the money, I'll probably trade that first pick if I was Boston because they have so many picks. They got Danny Ainge.
That's
is
what
probably
blows my mind.
He's the best GM position I've ever seen right now.
See, I don't know all the gamers out there, all the people that want to be gamers, but like me.
But this is what it's all about.
Lonzo Ball.
It's about
you got
Lonzo Ball really going to the Lakers, and I'm a fan now. I'm a fan of the Bulls now. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Wow.
I can't believe as much as I was bashing him. I love the
See,
family.
I started out loving them, and now I'm slowly starting to resent them.
Nah, this family, man. This man right here. This man right here, Lonzo.
Wait for his little brother. That's all I'm gonna say. His youngest
The
brother.
one that scored 81.
Oh my gosh, I watched him play high school
100.
basketball, and this kid is amazing.
Second pick, going to the Lakers. The next Jason Kidd.
So, do you think Fultz is actually gonna get drafted, or do you think it can even be a Jason Tatum or a Josh Jackson that can go number 1 just because team need?
I like those guys, but just the upside of Fultz you just can't pass up on. I think he fits the Celtics. I like his athletic ability. I like what Jaylen Brown did this year.
Oh yeah, he took huge steps.
But Fultz, I think you have to take him.
Do you know who Jaylen Brown actually reminds me of? Even though he's also another young guy, Justice
that?
Winslow, on the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
that's who he reminds me of.
No, I can't go against that comparison.
Just a gritty type player that's gonna get
long, always around the ball.
Always.
I think that's a perfect comparison.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I really want the Cavs to grab Winslow. I really do. And just to have him off the bench. I need, like, this team is so old. And that's what's driving me insane. And I love it because the Cavs are going to be in the championship contention for the next 3 years, but we have no future.
And again, when
the second LeBron's gone, this team is done.
But he is LeBron James, Tom Brady. These players keep so
winning,
good, of their body. LeBron James.
I know, it's crazy.
For dominance, I give him for dominance, no lie. I give him still the next 5 to 7 years, and then maybe we'll see some type of come down. And when you
until he comes down.
Yeah, and then you play with somebody like LeBron James. All you need is pieces. You really don't need a big time player. All you need is pieces.
Well, he's playing statistically better than he ever has now, right?
Because each year he's getting smarter.
And that's what's crazy. That's so scary, isn't it?
So people be like, "Oh, LeBron James says next year I'm gonna be better than I was last year." And they're like, "Oh, he's gonna be stronger. He's gonna leap higher." No, he's gonna play better because he had one more year of experience and he's smarter.
That just absolutely blows my mind to even think about LeBron can even get better. Which, hey, Brad Stevens, the Celtics head coach, even said himself that he's getting better. So what can you really do?
I mean, this playoff time right now, we're watching him hit threes. LeBron James hitting threes is like the game cheating. When you play in the game and it's cheating, like LeBron ain't supposed to hit threes. Come on, that's cheating. So that's what he's about to involve into. He's about to throw threes into his arsenal. You imagine that?
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Again, it's cheating.
That's where I look at a guy like the young kid on the 76ers, Ben Simmons, who didn't even play this year. If he gets a jump shot, imagine a LeBron 2.0.
Imagine Tom Brady having running back moves like Barry Sanders. That's what happens if LeBron James gets 3-pointers. That's cheating. That's not right. That's not fair.
Can you say it's cheating just because the NBA this is turning into? You're turning into a 3-point shooting league.
I'm saying it's cheating, but if this dude, that's how hard he works. That he can work so hard and be like, you know what else? I too, as everybody keeps saying I'm the best in the league, I too still can grow.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love that part of it, that we know, even though he got all the money, everything you can want on off season, he's still working on things to do to make him better. I mean, when you do got to give him credit sometimes.
And especially for all those that hate LeBron, which, I mean, I can't blame anybody for, but I'm also a Cavs fan. So, that being said,
I think that's what drives him too.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's what keep motivating him. That it's still some of those people out there. And again, the only thing that frustrates me about LeBron is it's games like what he had the other day, and then tonight he's probably going to set a record or something.
Yeah.
And that's just the frustrating part that we live with.
I just don't think that anybody's going to realize how good LeBron is until about 10, 15 years from now, when somebody is going to be starting to inch up on his stats and they're still 20 rebounds short.
But he does
18 rebounds.
Some of the criticism that he does get, I think LeBron James brings it on himself. This isn't a guy that he's not as a humble leader as Michael was.
No, not at all.
And I think it rubs people the wrong way. But what I will give him is credit, he didn't go through the things in his life the same way Michael Jordan did. He went through a harder life coming through Akron than Michael Jordan did.
Right.
So maybe that's sort of the reason. So that's why it rubs people the wrong way, where we expect him at times to be a little bit more humble, and he's like, no, I'm the king.
Yeah, and it just drives me crazy. But anyway, just to kind of wind things back, just because we're in the final minutes here of the show, but I was just curious about this draft real quick because we could talk about LeBron all day. I know I could at least.
He can.
He's just that polarizing of a topic.
He can.
But why in this new league? We talked about it a little bit earlier. In this new league of 3-point shooting, there's no centers other than like a Zach Collins from Gonzaga that's in this draft going high.
What I want to ask you. We just seen the NBA come out with first 3 teams. Do you think it's going to be a time where they take the center position just off and when it just be just forward?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think it should be like that.
But because we don't, can see.
Let me ask you this: who would you take over? Would you take a Paul George, a Gordon Hayward, or the big man from Los Angeles Clippers himself,
DeAndre Jordan?
Who would you take?
What team are you giving me though?
Any. You are not picking DeAndre Jordan over Gordon Hayward or.
Let's start with the worst. I don't want to start at the top. Give me Philly. Philly, I'm taking.
You're taking him
the
because
leadership
of fit.
Paul George. Yeah, at that, to have to put him on the side of Simmons, I would have to take Paul George.
You'd have to move him down to power like he was in his rookie year.
Yeah, but that's what I would have to do. If the versatility and our things and our projections of Simmons is correct, I'll take Paul George and go there if I'm at Philly.
Right, and I don't know. I just feel bad for them just because, like, this is the LeBron James effect, is what I call it, because. Obviously, him and his boys, when they helped do the CBA for basketball, they made it very player-friendly for older basketball players. They made it to where their teams can sign them for a ridiculous amount. And do you think it's fair? Because I don't. I think this is what causes there to be zero parity.
I think sometimes this what proves that even the people in the higher-ups, they don't look towards the future. At the time they did it, I think it was a good rule. I really do. But they didn't think it was going to go this far. They really thought players was going to be able to make those teams. Like, how do you didn't think that Paul George was going to make any first team? And he would be able to stay. But it's not working out that way. And it's kind of, the rule is kind of backfiring on him.
And I don't know. I'm just excited to see what happens. Because I feel like we can see a lot of trades. Now, the one that really interests me, just to talk about for our tease for next week, is what if Melo goes straight to the Celtics?
What if
Melo's the number 1 overall pick?
What if Melo goes to the Celtics for the number 1 pick? If I'm Boston,
and Boston switches with the 8,
I can't do it. He's just a little bit too 5 years over where I want him to be.
Right, but you're talking about this team, and you have a Jaylen Brown.
I'll take my chances going after Gordon Hayward, get younger.
Ooh.
Because I can't take an older Carmelo right now.
You can't at power forward.
Not now. Maybe 5 years ago I would have. I can't do it.
I don't know. I just feel like if you throw him at power forward now and you give him a role to play.
How many then you have exactly 2 years to beat LeBron James and go out as represent the East?
Well, what else are you going to do? Are you going to fail more? You already have the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot with Gordon Hayward. I'll go get that rookie Fultz out of the draft and still have a little bit more money left to see what Millsap is talking about.
Right. But alrighty, well, that does it for our show, unfortunately, here at ScoreOnAir.com and on YouTube. We stream on YouTube Live at ScoreOnAir Live. Just type that in the search bar at YouTube. But that should do it for our show. This is Corey, Irwin, and Eldre on NBA Slam.
Thanks a lot, Corey.
Hey, thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Broadcasting from the Score On Air studios at the Ohio Media School in Columbus, Ohio. Your home for all the latest sports news and talk. ScoreOnAir.com. The Score.
The Be On Air Network, bringing you the best of the best in internet radio from across the country. From Miami to Denver to Chicago and Cleveland. You'll hear all the top shows from all of our college stations. For more information on the Ohio Media School, go to BeOnAir.com. Be On Air Network, bringing you the best college radio has to offer.
Are you a sports fan? Do you have a mobile phone? Great, that's all you need to stay up to date with ScoreOnAir.com, the new generation of sports talk radio, with original talk shows starting every 2 hours, covering every sport from every angle.
From basketball
to hockey
to martial arts
to
fantasy football.
We cover all Ohio sports. Just go to scoreonair.com or download the TuneIn Radio app and search Score On Air. You'll be part of the action in no time. Whether you're stuck in traffic, at the grocery store, studying at the library, anywhere for that matter. Tune in anytime to get your sports fix. Follow us on social media or go to scoreonair.com for even more original content, including play-by-play of local high school and college games, sports articles, and podcasts. Scoreonair.com is your home for the best analysis, coverage, and lukewarm sports takes. The best part, we're broadcasting live right here in Columbus.
Oh, wait.